Hello, and welcome to episode 308 of the Casual Try Hard podcast. I'm Brian,
And I'm James.
and this week we're going to talk about Aether Drift draft archetypes.
Yeah, we don't quite have all of the signposts. They're doing, from what I gather, they're doing a regular signpost like we would typically get, and then a vehicle for each color pair.
Okay.
So we have all 10 vehicles, but we don't have all 10 like actual signposts.
Okay.
So we'll go over what we got.
Sounds good. So, if you have show ideas or just want to reach out and say, hey, all those links are in the description. Facebook, Discord, Twitter, X, whatever it's called now. Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Right, we're joining the revolution. And email.
Yep.
So I was going to say, if there's any cards you want us to talk about with the new set, like set reveal will start next week. Mm-hmm. So now is the time.
Yep. Like Brian said, any particular cards you want us to talk about, even if you have like a super specific question, like a rules question or, you know, a card in a particular context, we are happy to entertain. Hit us up. All the links are down below. If you want to support us more directly, there's two ways you can do it. The first is with our TCG player affiliate link, CasualTryHard.com/TCG. Surf on over there, do all your collectible card game related shopping, and support us at the same time. Doesn't cost you anything extra, really helps us out. The other way you can support us is directly via our Patreon, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Chip a couple bucks in, you get access to about another hour of content out of us in the form of our unshow. We're old, our equipment breaks sometimes. We spend about an hour just making sure everything's working and also catching up because we don't talk to each other as often as we used to. So we invite our patrons to come along for the ride. We record it. We never know what we're going to be talking about. Could be literal anything. We haven't done bridges in a while, though. Maybe we should bring back some bridge talk.
I have missed the bridge. I do live by lakes now, so I do have some but there aren't any bridges here. Or there are very few bridges.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to take a trip to Pittsburgh so I can really be steeped in
Experience
bridges
the
again.
bridge. Yeah. Oh, I have some bridge. Should I save the bridge talk for next week? Or
Let's hit him with the bridge talk, because you'll forget by next week.
So we had snow last week.
In South Carolina, yes, you did.
In South Carolina, yeah. Like a reasonable amount of snow. We had
3 or 4 inches?
Some places were like 6 inches, but yeah, our house had about 3 or 4 inches. And one of the guys at work showed me a video of somebody snowboarding down the Ravenel Bridge in Charleston.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 'cause they got like that nice wide walking path on the side.
Yeah.
So I guess this dude like hoofed it up the bridge and then like snowboarded down it.
Why did he have a snowboard? This is a better question. Like, I guess like
College kid? I have no idea.
I guess if you're like into it, but yeah, it just seems intense.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool though. It was a well done video too. It was like a drone shot of the guy snowboarding. It wasn't like he went there with a plan. It wasn't like a spur of the moment thing, I don't think. Anyways, we were talking about Patreon. Patrons get access to tangents like that every week for about another hour. We record them. I don't edit anything. We don't script anything. It's just whatever we feel like talking about. And you also get access to our show notes. So every week I write up a little blurb about what the episode's going to be about, and I post it up for our patrons. So they kind of get a sneak peek. I usually post it a day or two before the show goes live. So if any of that sounds good to you, or if you just want to support the show, CasualTryHard or Patreon/CasualTryHardMTG.
Yeah.
Hit us up.
So
Aether Drift. The information's a little bit different this time. I don't know if you remember, was it last time or the time before I made a comment about how it's weird that like Wizards doesn't do these articles anymore. Mm-hmm. It seems like they all come from, you know, some like third party gaming news source.
Yes.
But this time the article was on Wizards website. So I don't know if they heard me or not, but it's back in Wizards hands, at least temporarily. And they kind of gave us a little blurb about maybe some behind the scenes design stuff that they're doing. And they say recently they've been exploring each 2-color pair as an in-universe representative. They compare it kind of to like the guilds in Ravnica, but where the guilds have a clear mechanical identifier to what the guild is doing. Like these don't necessarily have a mechanic for the color pair.
Okay, it's more
like when we were in Ravnica, like each guild always got its own mechanic, like its own whole mechanic. This is more of a theme, like a mechanical theme, than like a whole mechanic. But it says it is something that they've been trying to do for a few sets now.
I guess it's something where you could kind of see it as more of like a flavor thing to like
to
like give like people a handhold of like, oh, like the blue-white people are whatever they're called in this set.
Kind of like making the signpost extra big.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, and I don't know if it was last set or the set before or the set before, but I made a comment about how it seems like every set we get now has like an uncommon legend for the color pair. I wonder if this is part of this, where the legend is what kind of brings each color pair together.
Yeah, it like brings it together. It also is like gives you something to latch onto. Because I mean, it can't hurt because like someone like in Discord or on was like, I can't believe that like, you know, whatever set was a year ago. I think it was Murders, right? And it's like, oh yeah, like they need to do more to make the sets feel a little bit more memorable because they do just kind of go away. So like if, you know, making these uncommon legends and it's something that people can go like, oh,
yeah,
like I remember this set because of like whatever Bumblebee, the blue-white like car guy from this set or whatever, like awesome. But yeah, like I mean, it can't hurt to try to like have people like engage with the sets a little bit more on a story level, just because like they just come at you fast and furious.
Absolutely, that's a very fitting pun for the racing set. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be here all week. Yeah, and like I think that having the common and the uncommon signpost has like it was really successful in like MH3 at like really solidifying the color pairs.
Yeah.
So like I don't hate it. We're having like kind of those multiple signposts where like you can really get into like what the color pair is doing. I mean, it does probably make it so like, you know, I think these are both uncommon, but like it can make it so you have a deck that is very much dedicated to that like theme of the color pair. Yeah. And like, you know, avoid like good stuff decks. You're just like, oh hey, no, this I have like 3 gold cards in my deck, like it is doing this thing. So kind of give your decks a little bit more cohesion.
I just went back and looked and I didn't see any common multicolored cards, so
apparently that is an advanced player topic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did it for... It's probably just, like, multicolor centric sets, because they did it for Ravnica sets also.
Oh, yeah, true.
And for cons.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and it also makes more sense, like, if I'm Wizards, like, it can't cost that much to make someone on the R&D team be like, you have to write the like article on what the set mechanics do. Yeah. And like, you know, we live in an attention economy. Like it seems silly to like let those clicks go to other sites, right, than to come to you. So might as well. And like they do videos and stuff on it. Like the copy is basically written. Yeah. So just like put it out there.
Let ChatGPT transcribe it for you and spit it out in article form.
Yeah, DeepSeek. We gotta.
Oh yeah. Sorry, the new one.
Yeah, you gotta do the newest one. You gotta use the whale.
Yeah. Latest and greatest.
Yeah. Latest and greatest. All All right. So, what is our first archetype here?
So first up is white and blue. These are the Guild Light Voyagers. It was kind of nice that we also got, not that it super matters for like, competitive play purposes or whatever, but we did get a little blurb about like each racing team or color pair also, which isn't something that you typically get in those like third-party gamer website articles.
Yeah.
So the Guild Light Voyagers are the white and blue racing team. Like we said before, there's a racing team that is each color pair. And these are a collection of automatons that were trapped in whatever the new name for Kaladesh is. They were trapped there, like pushed through an omen path and then it closed or something.
Yeah. Avishkar?
Yeah, that's it. So they're trapped in Avishkar. And they're trying to use this race as a way to get out. Because the prize for this race is the Ether Spark. So it's a portable Planeswalker Spark. So these automatons are hoping that the portable Planeswalker Spark can get them home.
Please tell me their home is Cybertron. Please tell me their home is Cybertron. Please, please, please.
I don't think anybody knows.
I mean...
I don't think they said what it was.
WotC, Hasbro owns Cybertron. Their home can be... Everything
Are we going to get like an actual Transformers set, like a standard legal Universes Beyond?
Maybe. I mean, we're going to get Final Fantasy is going to be a standard legal Universes Beyond, so like...
It's true.
And like this set is like, they have the blue shell from Mario.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah,
so
I don't know
like,
how they got that, but...
Yeah, but anyway, okay. So what do our little robot buddies do?
Like usual, white-blue is a slow control archetype that builds up a board of artifact creatures to eventually overwhelm your opponent. And it has artifact synergies. I imagine most of these are going to have some artifact synergies, probably except for green-white, but artifact synergies that play well with vehicles, because vehicles are artifacts. And the signpost we have here is Guide Light Pathmaker. It's 4 white-blue for a 6/5 vehicle with vigilance. When it enters, you may search your library for an artifact, reveal it, put it onto the battlefield if its mana value is 2 or less. Otherwise, put it into your hand, then shuffle. And it crews for 2.
I mean, if you get a 2-drop and you put it into play, like this kind of makes this a 4-mana play.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, and I mean, 2 mana has cranked out a bunch of powerful artifacts as of late.
Yeah.
So.
The other thing is this gets it. I mean, obviously, this is a limited show. We're talking about limited archetypes. So I'm not talking about like for competitive play or anything, because I don't think this card is that powerful. But there are a lot of things in white and blue that get or make pilots, which could then crew this. And this can go get another one of itself, that can go get another one of itself, that can go get another one of itself.
Yeah, and just slowly like...
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of just like a big vehicle-y Squadron Hawk, almost.
Yep. Really expensive Squadron Hawk.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I think this card like is kind of like any card that like goes unless you get another card is usually like kind of backbreaking and limited. You're just like, oh my gosh, they got so much value right now if they're not dead.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember the end of last episode. I asked for some kind of first impressions of what we thought this format might be like, and I think we both agreed that there's things that are incentivizing you to attack, which might make for a quick format. This card does not play well in a quick format.
It does not. Not at all.
No. This card gets you run over.
Yes, it does. I saw a thing. I'll have to see if I can find it again. I follow MTG Data Science, and they, like, from the cards that we had seen so far, they were estimating that the format was going to be fast.
Yeah.
And so, let's see if we can find that tweet. So it is, so if you're into slow formats, like you have us, trained grizzled veterans, and MTG data science being like, it should be a quickie. So, okay, prediction is going to be fast, but maybe not 1 or MH3 fast, but somewhere in this orange region, which he has is like Ixalan, Caverns of Ixalan, and a set symbol I don't recognize. But basically, with like a game on the play, game win rate when you're on the play of over 53%.
Yeah.
And average turns of under 9. So
That's
like
pretty quick.
Yeah, so like Ikoria was like 9.5 turns.
Yeah.
Kawagama was like right around 9.5. So, and then you have like a lot of the modern sets are under 9 turns.
Yeah.
So kind of in that range, which I guess isn't that far out there. I guess it'd be a crazier thing to be like, it's going to be slow.
Yeah.
So yeah, this might not have a home, but we'll see.
Yep. And I don't believe. Oh no, we do.
We do.
This is yep. So did I mention this in the pre-show, or was this in the intro? That each color pair has a vehicle and a card.
I think you mentioned it in the pre-show, but if not, we did it again.
Yep. So we just talked about the vehicle for this color pair. This is the like traditional signpost card. It's a Voyage Home. 5 white blue for a sorcery. It has affinity for artifacts, which means it costs 1 less for each artifact you control. And you draw 3 cards, gain 3 life.
Robot phone home?
Yeah, basically. He's pointing to home right there.
Yeah.
Looks like Johnny 5 a little bit, huh?
It does. Has
the face there.
Yeah. No turn off, Johnny number 5. So, again, like, card, like, terrible in like a slow in a fast format because like having a bunch of cards in hand isn't what it's about. Giving you the 3 life can help that. And like if the format is slow enough where you can like play this and get it down to like 2 or 3 mana, then it's like amazing. Like
right, but chances are in order to make this a 2 or 3 mana spell, you've got to play some kind of stinker artifacts, I would think.
I mean, there might be enough artifacts that are just fine.
Yeah.
That you can play, but you might have to play some like bad ones. There's so many artifacts in this set.
Yeah, that's true.
So like there's a chance that it like works out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can't just play this in a deck that only has a handful of artifacts because you can't like play 6 mana. You can't play like what is it, Opportunity?
Yeah.
You can't like play Opportunity in Modern Magic. Like you just die.
Right.
So
you get run over.
Yeah, you need to like that like 2-drop vehicle that's like a 3/3 on your opponent's turns. It's like crude on your opponent's turns. That just gets to like block. Like, things like that like make this work or go up in value. Like or this makes those go up in value where they're like a way to gum up the board and
an artifact.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have to be mindful, like, I need to make sure I have a ton of artifacts to make this work.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that, like, the other, not that you're really going to curve one into the other, but the vehicle, like, goes and gets more artifacts that kind of help fuel this. So you can have a big turn where you counter a spell or kill a thing and draw 3 cards, gain 3 life.
So, yeah, it's interesting. Blue-black.
Moving on to blue-black. These are the Speed Demons. Speed Demon is a creature of Valgavoth's domain, so from Duskmourn.
Okay.
Embodying death and speed and chaperoning Winter, the character from Duskmourn, who is racing to earn his freedom from Valgavoth.
He went from Jund to Demir.
I guess.
A downgrade, clearly.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a ghost or something.
Oh, he's a ghost now?
I think so.
Okay.
The Winter's card, I think, is ghostly. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
I think you're right. Like, the art is... he does look very ghosty.
Pretty spectral.
Yes.
Yeah.
Though he is a human warlock.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I guess Warlock could be spectral as well.
So... it looks like they're trying to, like, gum up the board and just, like, kind of slowly, like, get advantage and win the game that way.
Yeah, gonna be another controller archetype, looks like.
Mm-hmm.
The signpost here we have is Haunted Hellride. 1 blue-black for a 3/3 vehicle. Whenever you attack, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains Death Touch till end of turn, and you untap it. And this crews for 1.
I mean...
well, that's not really a slow card, though. Like, it wants you to attack and, like, gives you your blocker back.
Yeah. It doesn't seem super...
yeah. That's kind of weird.
I mean...
I wonder...
yeah, it doesn't... I guess, like, you can, like, take a crappy creature. Also, I think it's important to point out, it's like, whenever you attack, it's not whenever this attacks. So it does it, like...
oh, okay.
So, like, you play this on 3 and it lets your 2-drop, like, you know, maybe you're, like, crappy 2-mana creature that they would just, like, eat. Now it can get in. Again, not a slow thing. It's, like, forcing through damage. But
yeah, really strange.
There's a lot of these vehicles. There's been, like, a couple, at least, that have this, like, whenever you attack, and, like, my brain shortcuts to, okay, whenever I attack with this thing, but it's actually, no, whenever you just attack.
Yeah.
So one creature gets to, like, get the bonus. But, like, a 3-mana 3/3 that can attack as a 4/3 is not, like, slowly, like, eke out value and, like, get in little bits of damage. Like, it gets in for 4.
Yeah. It's a 4-turn clock or 5-turn clock.
And, like, crew 1 is where you want the crew to be.
Mm-hmm. So anything can jump in.
Anything can jump in, right? Like, that's a thing to remember for your vehicles is, like, the higher the crew cost, the less likely it is that you're actually going to crew it. Right. Or you're going to need multiple things to crew it.
Yep.
Right? Whereas crew 1, anything can crew it except for, like, an O1 or whatever, an O something. And then... so, like, that makes this card more valuable being crew 1 than opposed to crew 2. Like, 1 and 2 are, like, kind of where you want the crew cost to be for your vehicles.
Yeah.
So, like, the last one was crew 2. 3 and 4 are getting, like, a little prohibitive where, like, why am I attacking with this vehicle when I could just attack with the 4 power thing that I already have?
Right.
So, just keep that in mind when you value them. But this does seem like a good way to get in damage and, like, put your opponent in, like, an awkward spot. Mm-hmm. So, I think
it just doesn't seem like a slow control-y card. It seems more of a beat-down card. Maybe this other signpost will lean more in the other direction. This is Haunt the Network. Oh, there's Winter right there, looking pretty spectral.
Yeah.
3 blue-black for a sorcery. Choose target opponent. Create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. Then the chosen player loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of artifacts you control. This is more like it.
Yeah, where you're, like...
a little bit of value, a little bit of,
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, if you build your deck correctly, like, can be, like, a fireball where you, like, 7 them or something.
Yep.
Right? You have, 5 artifacts, some vehicles and stuff out, and then you cast this, and you're like, oh, boom. You're dead.
Yep. All right, what are we moving on to next here?
We're moving to the End Riders, which are black-red.
All right.
So these are the people from Gastal.
New plane, I guess?
An apocalyptic plane of gas, draconic warlords, road warriors, and colossal dry lightning storms. I think I watched this movie.
I think I watched all of these movies.
Yeah. This is just Mad Max. This
Yeah.
is Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Guys up there like riding the claw game.
Yeah, I mean, looks very much like the scene with we just see the guy with a guitar.
Yep.
A plane of gas. They make it. It could be gasoline, right?
Yeah.
They don't specify.
I'm assuming that's what they meant was gasoline.
Oh, I read it as like gas, like the third state of matter or whatever. Not. Then I was like, I guess like gasoline. Anyway, right? So, oh, there you go. They went through an omen path and they found little gas. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
But water. And apparently they were they like water. Yeah, this is just Fury Road the card.
Basically.
God, they just watch movies and they're like, "Oh my god, we haven't done this."
Yeah.
This is the beatdown mechanic that relies on start your engines.
Mm-hmm.
So
and max speed too, I would imagine.
Yes, and max speed. So we've got Apocalypse Runner, 2 black-red for our vehicle, and target creature you control with power 2 or less gains lifelink until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. And this has crew 3, and it says 6/5.
That's a big vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like this is awkward because like the tap ability is. Like, it's awkward to put, like, a tap ability on, like, a big air quotes creature like this.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess this allows you to get in to, like, rev up your speed.
Well, yeah, so number one, this lets you get into, as long as you've started your engine, this lets you get up to speed. But it's also conveniently only targets creatures that can't crew it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're waiting for something big to crew this, like if they kill your big guy that can crew this and all you got is a 2/2, at least this has some utility. It can let your 2/2 get in, give you a little bit of life, hopefully stabilize you a little bit until you get your beater back.
Yeah. So that's good. Like,
mm-hmm.
And I think we've seen in like some of the previous, the vehicles are all enormous.
Yeah, they're all pretty big.
Like, it's like 6/5 is like just kind of how they're statting these things.
Yeah.
So, because I mean the last one attacked as a 4/3 for 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean this like get in damage, like make something unblockable, is like a tried and true mechanic that like that can be super annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So. Like, I've definitely won games and lost games where, like, you're at 4 and they're just like, tap my thing.
Yep.
Get in for 2. Next turn, tap my thing. Do you have an answer? You're dead.
Yep.
So, like, it's a pretty strong effect.
Yep, and for Black Red, we don't have our second signpost yet. So, this is the only one we got.
Wizards.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
And all right, next we have Red Green, the Goblin Rocketeers. You want to tell us about the Rocketeers?
Let's see. Let me look at the Rocketeers here. So they're the best goblins according to everything here. Here, they're test pilots and astronauts. I didn't know we had astronauts in Magic, but apparently we do.
Hey, there's a space set coming up, isn't there?
Yeah, literal rocket scientists. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And so Red Green is our mid-range deck that uses the exhaust mechanic to make their creatures bigger.
Yep.
So we've got Rocketeer Boost Buggy, Red Green for a 3/2 vehicle. And whenever it attacks, create a treasure token. It has exhaust 3. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And crew 1.
Yep. It doesn't say till end of turn, so when this thing becomes a creature, it just becomes a creature.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, it's just a thing though.
Which is kind of cool.
So I mean, it is 5 mana for a 4/3 artifact creature that attacks and makes a treasure.
Yep.
So that's not bad.
Yeah, hopefully it'll have paid for some of itself by the time you activate it. Or I guess you plop this down on 2, and then the next turn you put a counter on it and crack in for 4 and get a mana back. Like, that doesn't seem bad either.
You like ramped yourself up to 5 for your next turn. Yeah, I mean it curves well into itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can
It's kind of a cool card.
Yeah. And then we have the other. Do we have the other card?
We do not. These are, I think there's 2 or 3 that 4 maybe. I think there's 4 that we don't have the second card for. This is another one of them.
Okay.
Oh no, we do have it. I'm sorry.
Right, there we go.
I'm mistaken. I'm reading my screen wrong. Boom Scholar is the second signpost for this archetype. It's 1 red-green for a 3/3 Goblin Advisor. Exhaust abilities of other permanents you control cost 2 less to activate. Well, that seems pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then this exhausts for 4 red-green. Creatures and vehicles you control gain trample until end of turn. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature. That doesn't seem as good.
No, like it's like an overrun that doesn't make them bigger.
Yeah, it only makes itself bigger.
Yeah.
And like this guy's ability doesn't affect itself.
No, it gets trample at least.
Right, but it doesn't cost 2 less to
reduction?
exhaust. Yeah.
But with the rocket boom buggy or whatever, right, 2 into this attack, make a treasure, and then you can put the counters on the boom buggy.
That's true.
So like it can curve into itself in that treasure because now it's down to 1.
Yeah.
So that could be good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it also doesn't say that like this cost reduction can't take the ability to 0.
That's true.
I don't know if there are any like 2 colorless exhaust abilities.
I think there are.
So like this in theory could make those 0.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to look at the moment, but I think there are exhaust for 2.
Fair.
Which I guess is something depending on how good the exhaust abilities are.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we have white and green. These are the Alacrian Quick Beasts. Alacria is a vast city on the plain which is composed of more than a dozen unique districts. Each district has a mascot, a soul that's embodied, and a great beast unique to that plane. Each beast has a human counterpart, usually soul-linked, but in rare cases these bonds can be forged. So this team does not use vehicles, it uses mounts.
Gotcha.
And they seem a similar people to like Ikoria, where they, I don't know, have pets.
Yeah.
Buddies.
A little bit of Avatar going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were reading it and you were like on the plane and I was like, it just sounds like you're describing like Ikoria.
Yeah.
But like
it sounds a lot like Ikoria.
And like when we were in Kaladesh, or I guess Avishkar before, there was no talk of like animal people.
Right.
There was no talk of Na'vi.
Yeah.
So weird, but anyway. So these are our mount people.
Yep. Go ahead.
I don't want to sound like discriminatory, but I have my money on the cars for for winning this race. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you think the things that are motorized are going to do a little bit better than things that?
Perhaps. That's why we don't ride horses anymore. My 12-year-old Honda Civic would bury a horse.
Yep. This is true.
Okay, now with our serious card analysis, continue.
Green-white is another mid-range deck that encourages you to play a lot of vehicles and saddle with effects that help boost them on their path to victory. So this cares about, or it has saddle. I don't think the other archetypes bother with saddle at all. I'm pretty sure they're all crew. And this cares about being saddled, saddling, crewing, and being crewed, I guess.
Okay.
So like the archetype cares about doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The example card signpost that we have here is Lagoran's Soul of Alacria. It's green-white for a 1/1 beast mount. It has flying, and whenever it attacks while saddled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target mounts and or vehicles. So this makes your mounts or vehicles better if you do the thing.
And I guess it can target itself.
It can.
So that makes it a bit better.
Yep. It's 1 counter on 2 targets though, so you can't double up here.
Yeah, so it goes to a 2/2.
Yep, which I guess is good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if we're going to complain about losing to a 2-mana flyer that goes attacks for 2, attacks for 3, attacks for 4.
While making the rest of your stuff bigger.
Yeah, it's just going to be like, oh.
Yeah. The what might be interesting about this deck is the fact that like mounts are always creatures regardless of if they're saddled or not.
Mm-hmm.
So like this guy can, like if it was just vehicles it'd be harder to put a counter on 2 things.
Yeah.
But because mounts are always creatures, this can just like pump your team every time it attacks.
Yeah, if you have a bunch of mounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which could be good. And our other signpost is Veteran Beast Rider. 1 green-white for a 3/4 human knight. At the beginning of your end step, untap each creature you control. And you can pay 2 green-white. Creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. So the first part there is going to be what's mechanically relevant. The second part, I think, is kind of trinket text. But it lets you untap everything that you've used to drive a thing this turn.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the like downsides is you have to end up tapping 2 things.
Yeah.
When you like crew or saddle something, and this gets around that. Also, like your vehicles will still be vehicles, or so your vehicles will still be creatures. So you also get to untap your vehicles that attacked.
That is true.
So you just get to like swing with everything, and then you just get blockers back. So that's good.
Yep, seems pretty cool.
Another card that really encourages you to attack.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, most of these archetypes have been kind of encouraging you to attack. It's kind of weird that it's like just blue-white that wants to be lazy.
It's to be lazy and not attack.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Maybe we'll be wrong, though.
I'm going to shuffle my deck and go get some stuff. It's fine.
Yep, we're good.
Are you trying to kill me? Oh, bummer.
All right, next up we have White-Black. These are the Champions of Amonkhet.
Okay.
They're 2 co-captains, Basri Kut, which we know was previously a Planeswalker, and Champion Zahur. I guess Zahur is some sort of mummy on Amonkhet, one of the chosen or whatever, from Bolas's reign there. White-Black is an aggressive attrition deck, so it's more aggression. Using start your engines and max speed and keeping up with an endless army of attacking zombies. So our first signpost is the vehicle. We have Dune Drifter. It's X White-Black for a 3/3 vehicle. When it enters, return target artifact creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it crews for 2.
I mean, it's a banger with Mishra's Bauble.
Yeah, yes it is.
I think this card's good, right? We've seen the now it's a little different because they're usually creatures, but the one of the white kicker, White-Black, put a card back into your hand.
Yeah.
Or there was the card from the last set that was like a 3/1 that put a card, a creature mana value 2 or less from your graveyard onto the battlefield. Like those cards are always pretty good, and this puts it onto the battlefield, so it's realistically 5 mana, get back a 3-drop, and have this 3/3 vehicle.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
The 3/3 vehicle kind of seems like trinket text.
Yeah, it's almost like
mean-
it's a sorcery.
Yeah, it I guess it's not nothing, but I think it's pretty close to nothing.
Yeah,
Especially like Crew 2, like a 3/3 vehicle that after it ETBs is just vanilla in Cruise 2. Doesn't seem great.
yeah, I think you're right. Like, if you're not getting the advantage out of casting it and getting
Yeah.
the ETB, then like it's not going to be very good.
Yeah.
So,
All right. The other signpost we have here is Embalmed Descendant. It's 1 white black for a 1/2 zombie with Start Your Engines. And when this creature enters, make a 2/2 black zombie creature token. And max speed is whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life and you gain 1 life. So there's the attrition portion of what this archetype is supposed to be doing. And it starts your engine up to get you up to speed. Although I think like all the max speed cards have start your engines on them.
they do. And like, there's a lot of like 1 and 2 mana plays that have start your engines on it. So hopefully, you're not starting your engine on turn 3.
Yeah.
You're doing it
I
early.
fell asleep at the light.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go.
So I got like this being a blood artist or whatever's, well, I guess a Zulaport Cutthroat, not a blood artist. Like that's pretty good. Having to turn it on isn't great. But like 1 white black for a 1/2 that makes a 2/2, like that kind of seems not
like
on rate.
It's like a 3/4 worth of stats.
Yeah.
What was that card from? I'm gonna go way back. I can see it. It's 1 green black for like a 2/3 that made like an Eldrazi Scion, and when like a creature died.
Catacomb Sifter?
Yeah, like this seems like it could be Catacomb Sifter, but like Catacomb Sifter, like when a thing died, you scryed, and you didn't have to turn it on. You just got like
Right.
the Catacomb Sifter and the thing to sacrifice. Like it was all like, this is like you're like getting an ability that like normally is for free, that you have to like turn on. You have to do work to get. So it seems not great in that regard.
Yeah. Not fantastic, I don't think. Yeah, it kind of seems like 2 stinkers for white black. I hope the rest of the archetype is better.
Hopefully, there's a good rare, but like that doesn't do anything for your like limited deck.
Right.
Yeah, like
Can't always count on that.
Yeah, just seems like you're gonna like get like a 1/2 and a 2/2, 1 thing of speed, and like you're just like then what? Like the card doesn't do anything
Right.
after that. So I'm not quite sure how that's gonna go down.
Yep. Me neither.
All right. Next up, we have Blue-Red, the Keel Haulers.
Ooh.
These are interplanar shark people.
Of course they are.
And they're hangers on the fish folk. So
Don't forget about the Bethnic baddies.
the benthic baddies, yeah. Now, I'm assuming the benthic baddies means bad people, not hot ladies. Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe they got some mer people. They got some mermaids. Just
Hey, there's only one way to find
so
out.
one way to find out is to draft some blue-red with some baddies.
That's right.
So yeah, so they're here just racing, trying to eat some stuff and breathe ether for some reason. And they're down with Karizev. This is going to be Gavin's favorite archetype because he loves him a shark. So,
Gavin's a big fan of jumping the shark, huh?
yeah, he's just going to be forcing sharks the whole time. So this is another aggressive mechanic
Imagine that.
that uses discard, mainly cycling, to keep the cards flowing and the beats coming.
All right.
So we got Boosted Sloop. Is 1 blue-red for our vehicle. It's got Manache. It's a 3/3. And whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card. Crew 1. It is like Looter Scooter at home?
I think it's pretty close to Looter Scooter, yeah.
I mean, Looter Scooter flew.
Menace is a reasonable portion of flying.
Menace is evasion. It is 1 more mana to cast.
Yeah.
But like the same crew cost.
Yep.
Like it's probably really good and limited, and maybe not quite there in constructed, but like seems good.
Except that this has the same weird text that other card did.
Oh yeah,
this doesn't care if it attacks; it only cares if something attacks.
So yeah, that is a big deal.
Yeah.
Right, and we've already seen some ways that discarding for free in some of the other spoilers is valued.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be very good in that regard as well. So yeah, no, I can see it.
Yeah. I kind of dig this card.
Yeah. I mean, it is like unofficially in the cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Whirler Virtuoso is just not doing it for me. So like like this seems like it's interesting. Like it filters, right? It's an artifact. Like I have an artifact theme in for blue red. So like it kind of checks all those boxes, and it's something that I don't have in the cube. But like this, as anyone who has played limited, right? You often lose the game to the looter, even though you don't realize you're losing the game to the looter.
Yeah, you lost the game to the 3 cards that your opponent filtered away.
Yeah, the 3 lands that they discarded when they had 5 lands.
Yeah.
That you, like, played or, like, held, desperately hoping to find the Tormenting Voice or something. Right. So, like, this is the kind of card, like you pointed out, like, you play your 2-drop, you play this, attack.
Mm-hmm.
You get to loot away, like, your worst card.
Yep.
And it's loot, not rummage, so you actually get to see it on the front end. So yeah, like I don't think this card seems really good.
Yep, I agree. I like this card. Also, this and red white, right? Care about discarding things.
Mm-hmm. I think because red white, I think also has some cycling in it.
Yeah. So this could be another way to turn on the things that care about like discarding.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we do not have a second card for blue-red yet.
Boo, Wizards.
Yeah, so we'll move on to black-green. This is the Seed Brood. The Seed Brood are a unique clutch of humanoid insects who seek to become speed itself. It's a pretty lofty goal, becoming speed.
Okay.
I am become speed. They grow from small grubs to become Radians, who are leaders on the ballistic path towards becoming a living heart of a speed brood vehicle, a living ether-fueled machine metamorphosed from the Radian who donated their body and life to grow it, becoming a vehicle for speed itself.
Okay. Do you remember the cartoon from the 80s of the teenager who like transformed into a car?
No.
Oh gosh. Now I'm gonna cartoon where kid becomes car. Boom! Turbo Teen.
Turbo Teen. Yeah, I must have missed that one.
Oh, here you gotta like this image is nightmare fuel right now. So the image I just sent him is a girl driving a red sports car, but the red sports car between its headlights has a teen from his
sternum forward,
sternum forward, just
up.
Arms and like a head.
Yeah.
So there you go. That is
Turbo Teen also becomes speed.
He became speed. He donated his body to become speed.
Yep.
So there you go.
So black-green is a recursion-centric deck that focuses on filling up its graveyard and returning large threats to the battlefield. And the vehicle signpost we have here is the Thundering Broodwagon. 2 black, green. It's a 6/5 vehicle with Manache and Reach, which is Manache spelled differently without an M. When this vehicle enters, destroy target non-land permanent and opponent controls with mana value 4 or less. It has crew 3 and cycling 2.
It seems weird that they put the like restriction on it. Like if I cast
especially being like a 6 mana thing.
this like impossible to cast black, green, green.
Yeah.
Like if I cast this, I should just get to blow up anything I want. But if
Yeah.
there are a ton of ways to like bring artifacts back from the graveyard to the battlefield, I could maybe like see like, okay, we don't want them to just like bring stuff back that easily.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what things are. We don't have the whole set yet. I don't know what things are out there that bring artifacts back. But this is cycling, so you could cycle it away on turn 2, and then reanimate it on whatever consequential turn, and bring it back on the cheap. Hopefully, blow something up.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, that's.
Yeah.
It just seems like a weird restriction with how powerful cards are for them to be like, you know what? Nah.
4 or less.
4 or less. We can't do this.
Yeah. 6 mana Chupacabra. We can't have that.
No.
Although I guess this is non-land permanent. So
Yeah,
it's not
still about it.
not a creature. Like it tags anything.
Yeah.
It's Maelstrom Pulse.
Yeah, I was gonna say what was the saga? Binding of the Old Gods?
Binding the Old Gods.
It hit anything, right?
It hit anything, yeah.
So, okay. Interesting.
Yep. And again, no second signpost.
Okay. We got red. We got the Cloudspire Racing Team. So these
Red,
are
white.
red white. I'm sorry, red white. So Cloudspire Racing Team is a high speed, low drag team of racing professionals.
Low drag.
Low drag. Hailing from Kellum, a plane where Triumph can be channeled as magic. They've won the last 2 of these races, and they've earned themselves an automatic bid to this year's edition.
Is Kylum a new plane, or is that where Battle Bond was?
I don't know. I will keep going over this. So they bring so everyone thinks they're gonna win, and so Chandra, who's on the hunt to re-spark her girlfriend Nissa. We've come full circle with the Chandra Nissa like controversy.
Back to being girlfriends.
Back to being girlfriends. Is expected an offer from the Cloudspires to join their team as the honorary co-captain. There we go. And sharing the duties with Cloudspire's chief pilot, the Triumph Mage, Calden. There you go. So, vehicle aggro.
Vehicle aggro. Kylum is Battle Bond.
Okay, Kylum is Battle Bond. Okay.
So it's the arena championship fighting whatever set.
Gotcha.
Plane.
So we have Cloudspire Sky Cycle. It is 2 red white for a 2/3 flying vehicle, and when it enters, put 2+1/+1 counters, or distribute 2+1/+1 counters on 1 or 2 other target vehicles or creatures you control, and it has crew 1. So good crew cost. It like gives you 4 or 5 worth of stats, but you have to spread 2 of it out.
Yeah, I mean, what's kind of awkward is like this can't put it on itself.
Yeah.
So you have to put it on something else, which then like you don't want to crew this with something.
The thing you just put the counters on.
Yeah.
You'd rather have the counters on a flyer than whatever the other thing is. So
Yeah.
that is a little awkward.
Yeah.
So what is our other thing?
Nope. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got one.
Cloudspire Coordinator. Red white for a 3/1 human pilot. When this creature enters Scry 2, create X/1/1 colorless pilot creature tokens, where X is the number of mounts and or vehicles that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. The tokens have this token's saddles, mounts, and cruise vehicles as though its power were 2 greater.
So we've already played red white 3/1 ETB Scry 2, right? Veteran Motorist.
Yep.
And like that card saw constructed play. Now granted that was a million years ago.
It was.
But so like that's like that baseline is fine. And like the pilot said it makes crew with the same oomph that this crew's with, right? The pilot's crew for 3.
Yeah.
So, like, the awkward part is, like, it's not like it gives vehicles haste or anything, so, like, you're gonna, like, play this on 2, play a vehicle, tap it, get a 1-1, and, like, you're not attacking with your 3-1, you're making a 1-1.
Right.
So it's a little awkward there. So, like, I don't know how well it's gonna play, but, like, I could see, like, you, like, totally, like, losing a game where your opponent, like, plays this and, like, makes, like, 4 tokens off of it.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, I can't keep up. They have all of this, like, material now.
Mm-hmm. So many pieces of cardboard.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this one's, it's interesting. Like, we know that the veteran motorist mode is, like, playable.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, how does the other thing work with, like, wanting to be aggressive in, like, crew vehicles?
Right. Are you getting 80s workout video vibes from this guy?
Yes, 100%.
All right, just checking, making sure it wasn't just me.
Not just you.
Look, I wasn't looking in the background for Denise Richards.
Or Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons, yeah.
All right.
Our last color pair. It's green-blue.
Go, Aether Rangers.
The Aether Rangers.
Yeah.
This is Avishkar, formerly known as Kaladesh. It's their flagship team. Their vehicles are quick, handle well, fueled by ether, and hover just above the ground, making them good for any terrain they might encounter during the race. Green-blue is a ramp deck that builds up its mana to play large creatures and vehicles. It also uses that mana on exhaust costs to overwhelm the opponent.
There we go.
So, cares about lots of mana, cares about exhausting.
I saw someone tweet, like, unsurprisingly, blue-green's mechanic is the new mechanic for the set.
Yeah.
Which it just kind of always feels like it is.
Yep.
So what do we have for our first vehicle here?
We only have the one card.
Oh.
This is Rangers Aether Hive. 1 green-blue for a 3/5 vehicle with vigilance. Whenever you activate an exhaust ability, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter creature token with flying, and it crews for 1. So, cares about using that exhaust mechanic, gets you some extra value.
Mm-hmm.
Little thop for your troubles.
I mean, that's good. I mean, like, it's a little awkward that, like, you have to keep playing cards with exhaust abilities.
Yeah, that you can only use one. Didn't we talk about a card that lets you, like, replay your exhaust abilities?
I think so. Yeah.
It was like a green uncommon or something, I think.
Yeah, so that it could be it. So,
Yep.
I have an aside.
Okay.
This is a visual thing, but I gotta get the other one here. So,
Okay.
years ago, there was quite a controversy in Magic the Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
It involved a man who photobombed people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know where this is going?
I remember the scandal, but no,
So
I don't.
there's MTG Buttcrack Guy,
Yeah.
right? So I've shared an image. And then there is the, like, special full art Marshall's Path Cruiser. Look at the elephant.
Oh. It's that guy.
It's that guy. Someone pointed that out. So if you Google MTG Buttcrack Guy,
Yeah.
and then look at images, you will see he used to go to events and, like, would, like, get down on one knee and, like, make it a prayer hands.
Yeah. He posed next to the various butt cracks in the
event, and he got banned, right? Did he get permabanned?
I don't remember what happened to it. I personally don't think that's a bannable offense. I think people should pull their pants up, but
yeah. Someone said he might have got banned for 18 months. I don't know. Anyway, but so the Marshall's Path Cruiser full art has very similar art for the elephant. It looks like he's kind of down on almost on one knee, like a very similar pose. So that is my like random aside. That is your Googling homework once you've stopped driving to work. Take a second.
Yeah. Look
Google
up magic
this.
butt crack guy.
And then check images, and then look at the card file, and you'll be like, oh yes, this is in fact the same thing.
Yep.
So we got anything else?
I do not. We're out of cards, we're out of mechanics, we're out of color pairs, we're out of signposts.
Okay, so I think the set looks very aggressive.
I agree.
Everything's like attack.
Imagine that. The Death Race set wants you to attack.
Yeah, it's in like, it felt like a lot of the, I guess I could have counted, but like, it felt like 3 or 4 of the mechanics were just like, this is aggressive. This is an aggressive whatever. This is an aggressive
Wizards is
whatever.
telling us it's aggressive.
Yeah, like, we are bringing the beats. Do not try to block. No blocking here.
Yep.
So, yeah. So just keep that in mind when you're in your early drafts. 1, 2, 3, 4 dead.
Mm-hmm. Make it happen.
Make it happen. Get in there. And like, also remember that like vehicles can kind of give your like creatures pseudo haste, and these are all like, almost all the vehicles are super overstated.
Yeah, they're all huge.
So like, you definitely have like, if you play a vehicle on 3 and like you like don't get to like smash, hopefully your 4-drop cruise your 3, and then your 3 is so big it makes up for the fact you didn't get to attack with something small or something else. So, like just get in there and turn stuff sideways.
Yep.
All right. So with that, I think we got a show.
We got a show.
All right. So you can find us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Discord, Facebook, email. All those links are in the description. Say hey, let us know what cards you want us to talk about.
And then we will talk about them.
We will.
Yep.
Wind us up and we will talk about what you want us to talk about.
That's right. If you want to support the show, 2 ways you can do it. The first is with our TCG player affiliate link, CasualTryHard.com/TCG. Surf on over there, do some shopping, support the show at the same time. The second is via Patreon, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. For chipping a couple bucks in, you will get access to about another hour's worth of content out of us in the form of our unshow, unscripted, unedited, everything. The only thing that it is existing. Anything else we don't know, and you don't know until you listen to it. Patrons seem to like it, so check that out. Also, you get access to our show notes, so you kind of get a sneak peek about what the upcoming episode's going to be about. If either of those sound good to you, or if you just want to support the show, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG, and chip a couple bucks in. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah. So with that, we'll catch you on the internets.
We'll catch you on the internets.